Hello, and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and the Truth About Treaty Part 3. I wish to express my concern regarding closing the gap with baby weights coming from Victoria and chat about some other stuff.
Preparing for baby number two.
I often come in when I don't feel like my day is going okay.
That's why we encourage mums while they're pregnant.
Guganji woman Ainsley trusts her Aboriginal run medical centre for her antenatal care.
Because it's my second pregnancy, I'm used to it. The team at Gurney are very supportive.
First Nations women are more likely to have smaller babies, which can lead to health problems later.
We are sitting above the national 2031 target, so that's really good news for Yarrabah. And, we put that down to Gurini Yillamaka Health Service.
Healthy, strong First Nations babies is a closing the gap target. The latest report card shows baby weight is on track, as is legal rights over land and sea. But there's been no improvement on life expectancy. Suicide rates, adults in incarceration, and kids in out-of-home care are worsening. Overall, only 5 out of 19 targets are on track. These are unsettling statistics, but it doesn't provide the full picture. The collection of data is inconsistent across jurisdictions, a concern for Aboriginal-run organisations.
We need, timely data, not waiting for reports to come out.
We are very aware of the data issue. Decisions have to be based on evidence. We are talking about real people, real families, real communities, mothers, fathers, grandparents.
A reminder of the lives behind the statistics. Kirsty Wellauer, ABC News.
Closing the Gap was officially introduced in 2007 for Aboriginal people who had Aboriginal parents according to births, deaths, and marriages. Since then, Australia's joined up with the United Nations Declarations of the Rights of Indigenous People, and we have First Nations people now with Aboriginal heritage up to 8 generations back. In Victoria, from St John of God's Health Services, this is a reconciliation action plan. They come from Reconciliation Australia, the non-for-profit that's based in Canberra with a board of social engineers. They are also in charge of Welcome to Country up there. So they sell these plans to councils, schools, hospitals, all sorts of places. Welcome to Country, not very good at it. The fact that they're asking me to acknowledge ghosts creeps me out. I don't want to talk to other people's ghosts. The thing I'm very concerned about is that we are improving health outcomes for pregnant women and their babies. And in Victoria, Aboriginal people look like Trevor here. So his children, their data will go towards closing the gap. And he's a big boy. So, after you ask about that, the next thing I'd really like you to ask in Parliament is the Greens about this. On their policy number 9, review the native title legislation to make it consistent with the UN Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Ask the Greens about that because the Human Rights Commission have already challenged Mabo in Western Australia and lost, which is ironic because the Westminster system came on the First Fleet. It's also an issue for the Republic native title because of the Westminster system too. So whereas Mabo is traditional, UNDRIP, we are going to develop new things. We've called out for applications for the Victorian Aboriginal Heritage Council. We talked about this because my family's spot's untaken, but we were in commercial industry, so we're not eligible. Anyway, expressions of interest, all recent. Then you've got your mapped out bit. So the whole state, except for where I'm from, is pretty much mapped out. Now back to Victoria and the Route for Justice stuff. We're having another report come out sometime soon in regards to land, sky, water, health, housing, and education and economic prosperity, which we heard in Closing the Gap at the start. So, back when Aboriginals had Aboriginal parents, now we've got First Nations people with Aboriginal ancestors, and the data is all screwed up. Oh, and one last thing about Closing the Gap. Dean expresses profound sadness for his great grandfather Fred, who must have felt it would be better off to deny he was Aboriginal in order to protect his family and himself. Yeah, my great grandmother had dark brown skin and was a lovely lady, and they were hot, sexy people that fell in love, got married, and had babies. Anyway, uh, Dean, his kids, now that he's an Aboriginal, he can, yeah, all his grandkids too, yeah, going towards the baby weights. Anyway, it's enough mumbling from me. See you later. Bye.